Ace of Brigadier, and welcome back to Belladonna. I'm a bit sick still, so sorry if I'm a little bit sniffly, but yeah, Belladonna. She's blinking, I haven't really noticed that actually. Isn't she, or is it just me who just saw things? I think it's just me. Let's just load game and get right into it. Alright, there we go. So we found this open grave that belonged to, what's her name again? Her lava. And we can go to the greenhouse. So I suggest that we go to the greenhouse. There's a lantern here, I'm gonna take that. I'm probably gonna need that.
This lantern might prove to be the very first thing that actually manages to shed some light on my situation. I'll keep it.
What a funny pun there. Journal page.
More letters. Can someone tell me what happened to poor Clara?
Clara, that's her name. Great God, why did I not... Who is it? I don't know who it is. Great God, why did I not then expire? Why am I here to relate to destruction of the best hope and the purest creature of earth? It was mere days ago, at the peak of our bliss, when Clara fell ill. She complained of headaches and tiredness, so I made a bed for her and... Oh, I'm Belladonna here. So I made a bed for her and laid her down to rest. For the next few days I cared for my companion just as she had cared for me. I nursed her with all my love and compassion. We believed it was just a passing sickness and that it would be over shortly. Each morning we thought she was getting better, and each evening we realized she was actually getting worse. I feel like I've read that before, I don't know. And today, when I entered her bedroom, she was there, lifeless, inanimate, thrown across the bed, her head hanging down, and her pale and distorted features half covered by her hair. In horror, I beheld the body of Clara. My love, so lately living, so dear, so worthy. I rushed towards her and embraced her with ardor, but the deathly languor and coldness of her limbs told me that what I now held in my arms had cursed to be the Clara whom I had loved and cherished. Alas, what full curse lies in my gentle touch. I have lost my only child to the darkness, my husband to devouring madness, and now my lover has departed the world as well. Is my love truly as poisonous as my ominous name? I think I've read this before. I don't know why this is here. Wait a minute. I think maybe I pressed the wrong... I don't know. Let's just get
Yes,
on with
those
that.
are indeed boxes.
Don't be sassy with me, young lady. Plant.
A plant, a natural object, standing in a pot, a man-made object. The plant can consume nutrition and grow bigger, and the pot can't. Neither of them can think. So what about me then? I can think, I know that. But am I natural or man-made?
That's a paradox. Because technically...
Belladonna. This little plant has caused a lot of trouble. For a flower, it's not particularly beautiful, but for a murder weapon, it sure is.
Oh, I took it.
Nothing inside.
That's actually...
It's a large tree. Looks very peaceful. Couldn't I have been reincarnated into one of those instead of being forced back into this mess? Look, a journal page was hiding behind the plant.
Ooh. Did Wolfram murder poor Clara or did he not? My situation has reached the point where it hardly makes any difference. I still cannot prove anything, but my conviction of his sin is only growing stronger. I cannot look at his face without seeing murder, or not listen to his voice without hearing the words of an evil man. And the coward knows it. He sees judgment in my eyes, and he shrinks away from it like the rodent he is. Guilty or not, he could not act more like a culprit if he confessed his crime in the town square. If he was hiding in his laboratory before, now he practically lives there. We both realized that he lacks the courage to meet my gaze, and after that, he simply stopped coming back upstairs. The villain, the fiend. He cannot, or he can rot away in his dungeon, forgotten by the world, his remaining days spent in darkness and solitude. I will not forgive him. How could I when he has provided me with nothing but misery since the day we met? The living areas of his castle are mine now, and if my husband is incapable of even confronting me, he shall have no benefit from them. Curse my miserable existence. The voice of Belladonna that I'm trying to do really grinds my voice thing. Makes me yawn because it's laying right here in my throat. Is there anything else here? Don't think so. But it's actually really a paradox that the human is natural, but it's also man-made technically.
2 statues of angels. It seems a bit paradoxical to create statues depicting something that's supposed to be immaterial. Let's call them Justifer and Phi.
I like she's naming things that way. Small grave.
It says Snowflake the pet cat.
Oh yeah, that's right.
How cute.
Let's go inside again. Baby, it's cold outside. We can stay. To the living room or to the study? Let's go to the living room. The study always seems to be so fucking creepy. For some reason. Okay. This isn't
another journal page. This one has drops of blood on it.
Alright. Hate. Belladonna must think, remember, hands, fingers, white warts, something I can read. Hate. I, Belladonna, must think, remember, hands, fingers, right warts, hate. Interesting.
This room looks completely abandoned.
Oh, yeah.
I suppose this is what happens when you're down to a skeleton crew of only one maid, no matter how fantastic she is.
Yeah. Is there anything else? I don't think... It doesn't seem like there's anything in... Well, there's a window.
It's snowing outside. I have no concept of the current year, season, or even geographical location.
I would assume that it's either late autumn, winter, or early spring if it's snowing. Look at this weird lady.
Another portrait. It says her name is Franziska Canosa, an old relative, no doubt. But I wonder how she relates to the von Trauerschloss family.
She's an aunt, I think. I don't know, maybe.
Look at all these old toys. Wind-up dolls, music boxes, and mechanical trains all around. I think this used to be a private hobby of the eccentric Dr. Wolfram's, before he got into the whole corpse business.
The whole corpse business. I don't think there's... Let's look at the raven. It looks weird.
A stuffed raven atop a bust of Pallas Athena. What a cheerful decoration.
Athena.
Let's call them Annabelle and Dupin.
You literally just said her name was Athena, Pallas Athena. So why the hell did you rename her? It's my question.
That's a lot of books. Imagine you had books filled with every possible combination of letters. I wonder how much room they would take. There's a finite amount of letters, but unless we acknowledge a maximum length of a word, there would still be an infinite number of combinations, and the library would have to be infinitely large.
She's thinking too much.
I'm not going near that horrible cat.
Jesus Christ.
I'll have to get rid of it somehow if I want to proceed.
Oh, I assume that I have to...
I need something else.
Unfrozen the milk or something so that I can give it to the cat.
The doctor's handwriting. I know it well by now.
Let's see what he's saying. Months have passed, and I must indeed conclude that the procedure was a success. The new Belladonna is certainly calmer, friendlier, and more docile. She gladly keeps company in the laboratory nowadays, and she is polite and pleasant in everything she does. One is tempted to describe her demeanor as laboratory. I am so good at reading. But no, when I ask her questions, she will answer in a clear and articulated voice, and she is responsive to all kinds of stimuli. Verily, I have gotten all I could ask for. The troublesome maid is gone, and Belladonna is back with me. Complaint as ever. Her behavior is exemplary. Our lives are returning to the idyllic past I had thought lost, in all aspects except one. No child giggles in these halls, but my research is proceeding rapidly, and the question presents itself: who needs a womb to create life? He's crazy! I have made an unexpected observation. A side effect of the unliving condition, the household cat, a black beast and once Belladonna's loving pet, has gained a great mistrust for the letter's new form. At disquiet has fallen over the animal, and he will not go near the creation. Why is this, I wonder? Why this lack of trust, this sudden, voracious hatred? Belladonna's appearance seems to me not much unlike what the cat before so fondly gravitated towards, but eventually the best previous a difference. As a species, the cat has popularly been associated with witchcraft and mysticism. Their eyes do indeed strike one as remarkable. Is it perchance so that the feline oculus is capable of peering into human soul and spirit, and so when faced with the creature Belladonna is distressed by the lack of thereof? Probably. It can feel that she is no longer human, I assume.
I should sit down and write a story.
Not now.
With all these journals and diary pages lying around, seems like I already may have.
Yep. Open it.
Look, a perfect sphere. Let's see if I can get two parallel lines to intersect. That makes no sense.
Yeah, hit it.
That won't work.
I'm pretty fucking sure you are able to open it.
I need something else.
Alright. Well, we have to figure out how to melt the milk first of all, so that the cat can drink it. Wasn't there a fireplace in here or something? Let's see if this works.
I'll let it stand by the fire for a while. It's thawed. The milk is now in liquid form.
Great! Take it.
The milk pours easily.
Ah, yes. I'm pretty sure that I need to mortar
Let's
this.
grind this plant into powder.
Great. It seems like it's easier to progress in this game than it is in The Night of the Rabbit. I don't know why, but I think maybe the dialogue is a little bit more Here, take some milk.
Okay, so I can give delicious milk to my fearsome adversary, but why would I want to do that? This creature has nothing but scorn for me. It would just take my milk and keep attacking me afterwards. Unthankful thing. Is this how Clara died?
I'm gonna kill it.
Yes,
Apparently.
this should put an end to the grim reign of this beast.
Oh, I'm gonna kill the cat. mysterious item.
Look, it's a key, and it has a funny tassel attached to it. No wonder the cat wanted to play with it. The animal must have managed to steal a key somehow.
Yep. Let's check the
Thaw
ladder.
the milk, grind the leaves, poison the cat. That was a lot of work to inspect this rather uninteresting ladder.
Shut up. Don't sass me, lady. But that's also John Page.
This is strange. This is Belladonna's signature, but the handwriting is just wrong.
Ooh. I write to exercise my brain. I find that my thoughts become more firm and solid if I force myself to put them down on paper. It doesn't matter what I write, as long as I can learn to think again and to remember. I must try and remember. I have no idea how long I have been this way. A walking corpse, a mind cry of human life. An unmensch. This is all the doings of my despicable husband. He could not be happier. The villain, he got what he wanted, an obedient wife, a beautiful Galatea that exists solely for his pleasure. If only he knew. Leeds knows are the center of my universe, and I keep them well hidden. He doesn't know. He has no idea. He thought the thought has not occurred to him that I might be a thinking being, and I intend to keep it that way. I am slowly and secretly medically pulling my consciousness out of a black void. At first, I truly was a mechanical toy, responsive but never proactive. But gradually, I began to regain capacity for thought, and I quickly realized that I needed to keep it a secret. These thoughts were now the only thing in the world that truly belonged to me. Beginning to think again was horrible in many ways, even worse than the state of blissful ignorance from which I had just emerged. I only managed to scribble down single disconnected words at a time, more emotions than thoughts, impulses perhaps. My hands and fingers were stiff and clumsy. I remember cutting myself at the sharp pen once, and not being able to prevent the blood flow. I thought that would be the end for me. Surely Wolfram would notice the blood on my hands, get suspicious, but now no self-absorbed fool merely stitches me up and let me go. I sometimes play with the idea of what I would have to do to prove to him that I am a person, but I won't. The monster has no other plans. Great! But why is the handwriting...
The door is locked.
I wonder. But as I said, it seems like it's easier to progress in this game than it is in another RAM, and I think it's because the dialogue in this game is much more do this and do that, and tells my little stupid brain much easier what I'm supposed to do with the things, like here's a mortar, I will remember it for another time or something like that. As my consciousness grew stronger, so does my hatred for my husband. This morning he brings me with me down to his laboratory and places me in a corner. There I will stand for the rest of the day, still as a statue, silent as death. Occasionally he will throw me a glance or a smile. I find my body smiling warmly back, almost like a reflex, and this indoctrination disgusts me. I am a living decoration, a breathing statue of flesh, his wind-up toy bride. But still, but little does he suspect my eyes are darting across the room, secretly and attentively following his smallest movement. I carefully memorize every step he takes, every notice he writes down, every tiny detail of his ghoulish discovery. If only he knew how fast I am learning, what a willing student I am. As of late, he has even picked up the habit of explaining his scientific work aloud. It helps him think, I suppose. And I nod and smile and give a little encouraging laugh at all the right places. He is muttering his darkest secrets to me, and I drink it all up. And oh, if only he knew just how close he brushes with his own demise. Hundreds of times each day he is close enough to me for my hands to reach up and snap his neck. My strong fingers around his throat, slowly squeezing his precious life out of him. But no matter how close I stand, my arms will not move. I am a prisoner in my own corpse, staring out through glassy eyes, but unable to will any action into my own dead limbs. Call for me and I will walk, ask me a question and I will talk, but my rotting brain is unable to form initiatives of its own. I'm a golem following orders, yet with each passing night my willpower grows stronger. I write my thoughts down diligently and practice my mental capacities with the resolve I have. The results are slowly but reliable. One day soon I will have the tenacity to strike, I don't know. And as soon as the time comes, strike I will. One of these days, his lovely life seesaw will suddenly find the power within her to execute her swift revenge. Well, okay. Is there anything here? I don't think so. Let's go into the other room. Ooh, a broken mirror. Let's take some of the glass.
The mirror is completely shattered. I think someone in here didn't really like their reflection.
I think it's me. Let's take a look at the wardrobe.
That's a big wardrobe. I bet you could hide a corpse in there.
Yeah.
Actually, I better not open it and check.
Yeah, you do. I need you to open.
Let's take a look inside.
Maybe Clara's inside.
The lid is shaped like a heart and has a tiny keyhole. Whatever's inside must be very precious.
Ah, yes. Rope.
Coils of rope.
Take it.
I wonder why we're keeping rope in the bedroom.
Ooh.
I need something else.
Hello? Who are you?
Is she dead? She doesn't move a muscle, yet she sits upright. She's like a mannequin of human flesh.
Crazy.
Nothing happens.
Dang it. Journal page.
A note.
Failure. The attempt was a failure. I could not lure my lost lover back into a decreased corpse. My preparation in vain. All alone now. No one to turn my key. Wait a minute. I am wondering if this might be Belladonna and this is Clara. Well, it could be like that. I can go further. No. I need to find the keys to this. Open this. I need you to open this.
That's a big wardrobe. I bet you could hide a corpse in there. Actually, I better not open.
I wonder where could I find the keys? I need a key for the little thing in the locker, and I need a key for what's it called? The lady sitting on the bed. I must be missing something.
There's something in his pocket. It's a small, delicate key. He kept it in the pocket closest to his heart. I wonder what it unlocks.
Alright, now.
These are the hands that give life. Talk about meeting your maker. The back of his head has been cracked open by a heavy blow. He couldn't have seen the attack coming. He was dead before he knew what happened.
Ooh.
So he trusted his assailant then?
Yes.
Was it me?
Who knows,
I
maybe.
have no memories from my life before. Maybe it was I who killed him. But then, how was I brought back?
Belladonna.
Come to think of it, I don't even know if this is the first time I was brought back to life. Maybe I've died and been revived several times and did this in an earlier incarnation?
Don't be this deep, man.
These are the hands that give life.
Okay.
The body is still warm. He cannot have been dead for much longer than I have been alive.
True.
Did he have to die for...
Alright. Oh. Alright. I actually did something. I just missed something. Obviously. That's the thing that I always do. I always miss things. So, let's go unlock the tiny thing in here.
Thaw the milk, grind the leaves.
Oh. Didn't press the ladder. Let's go unlock this thing.
I wonder if this key fits.
It did.
There's a key hidden inside. A very important one.
Ah, yes. Yes. Let's, turn her on.
Clara, it really is you. I was so certain I'd never see you again. You didn't wake up.
I woke up. I've been wandering lost ever since, trying to find out what's going on.
How are you feeling? Do you remember me?
I have no memories of you, or of myself. But I found some notes lying around. I can only assume you're the one called Belladonna?
I am Belladonna, murdered and reanimated by Dr. von Trauerschloss. At first a mindless mechanical doll, but I slowly regained control over my brain. And when the time was right, I broke free.
I saw the doctor's body.
Yes, I crushed his skull. Standing over his blood-soaked remains, I was free at last.
But where did I come from? If he was dead, was it you who brought me back?
Obviously.
Yes, my love. You were the only thing on my mind as I stood there, alone and victorious. I had secretly watched the doctor's process, and I desperately wanted to believe that I could get you back. I unearthed your grave and carried your dead body down to the laboratory. I did everything right, to the smallest detail, but you didn't wake up.
But I did.
And my time was running out. I can't turn my own key, and now that I was alone in the castle, I knew my life force would run out quickly. But for all my effort, you remained dead, and with no one to keep me vital, I eventually sat down here and just stopped.
But I did wake up.
Yes, apparently you did. Your body had been in the ground for quite some time. Perhaps that made the reanimation process slower, but with your key powering your brain directly, you did not have to go through the drawn-out, sluggish wake-up. I take it your cognitive powers and language have been with you from the start.
Well, yes.
Excellent. Then I have even improved on the doctor's method, but I doubt independent thinking and free will was ever in his interest to reproduce.
Do you think you could do it again?
Create more of us, you mean? Yes, I hold the secret of life and death, and I plan to use it. The experimentations must continue.
And the two of us will have no place in this world.
Quite right. So, we'll make us a place. Dead bodies will never be in short supply. We'll make more of our kind. A whole new race of the damned.
Where do we start?
I
don't
know
think
for
that's a
fact
good
that
idea.
There's a fresh body lying out there in the Great Hall.
The doctor.
His flesh, at least. We won't be using his wretched brain. I've already destroyed it in any case. But the body will do. We will have to find a few other ingredients. Will you help me?
Of course I will.
I didn't have a choice. I don't think it's a good idea,
Thank
though.
you, my love. I'll carry the body down to the laboratory and start with the preparations, and in the meantime you can help me with a few other things. The doctor's brain is completely destroyed. I made sure of that. I don't think any of us want his villainous brain back amongst us.
No.
We're going to need to find a new one. Secondly, we will also need some clockwork parts. We have to manufacture a force to keep the dead body going. Thirdly, not only the brain, but also the head and the cranium were damaged. If we can find a new head, that would save a lot of the reconstructing effort.
A brain?
I saw a brain preserved in alcohol down in the laboratory.
Oh, you did? That's good. That, my dear, is the brain of baby Lucas.
Ooh.
Your son?
Lucas was never buried. The doctor had the body cremated very quickly and thus incinerated all the evidence that the corpse was not complete. He'd stolen the brain and kept it for himself. I don't know what he claimed about not planning on resurrecting his child, but the truth is that he kept the brain all the same.
Is it a good idea to put a baby brain inside a grown man's body? Now I wonder.
And now you want your child back?
No, my dear. It's just a brain. I wanted you back, so I took great care to preserve your personality. But this brain is young and has been dead for very long. I suppose the creation will be my child, in a way, but not my son Lucas.
Alright. I do not think I actually have more to ask about the clockwork. I already know. Alright, maybe a head.
Some things have been puzzling me.
Oh. A head.
Will we need to find a fresh human head?
Yes, I've smashed up the head of Wolfram rather frivolously. I'm afraid it's beyond rescue. I was thinking of my grandmother, Francesca Canosa.
Oh.
I'm sure you've seen her portrait in the study.
Ah, yes.
She was buried some time ago, but her cranium should be sufficiently preserved.
Ah,
She rests
yes.
in the mausoleum in the cemetery outside, but there is a hidden way into the tomb behind the armor in the basement.
Aha, I knew there was something about the armor. But...
I'll go take a look behind the suit of armor.
Thank you.
Alright.
Some things have been puzzling me.
Did you used to have hair? What is this I'm wearing? I'm away here, I killed the cat. Why did you put his wind-up mechanism in my head? Alright. I don't think...
I'll start looking for the objects then.
Thank you. Come talk to me if there's something you're unsure about.
Alright. I am actually all out of time for this episode, so if you did enjoy it, please leave a like. Also comment down below at the games you want me to play, and I will do it. Also make sure to hit that subscribe button because I make new videos every day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!